Today, we're going to replace the battery on the Meepo Hurricane. Many people have been having issues lately with the stock Meepo battery packs, so we'll be using the MBoards 12S4P PCB-based battery pack instead of the stock Meepo pack. A couple of notes about our battery pack compared to the stock Meepo battery pack. The Meepo pack currently retails for $700 compared to our 12S4P Meepo conversion kit, which only costs $600. The Meepo battery pack also weighs a whole 2.5 pounds more than our battery pack, coming in at 11 pounds compared to our 8.5 pounds. Our 12S4P battery pack also features a modular BMS, so if your BMS goes out or if you ever need to replace it, you do not have to get a whole new battery. Now on to the repair. To start off, remove the 18 lid screws and remove the lid. Next, remove the 2 screws that secure the battery to the ESC heatsink. My screws happen to be Phillips head, but most of the photos I've seen actually use an Allen head. Next, remove the main power connector from the battery pack. Remove the charge port connector from the battery pack. And at this point, the battery should be able to be lifted out of the enclosure and fully removed. Next, we need to access the charge port, so we'll remove the rear I/O panel. Now there are 2 hidden screws located underneath the gasket. Once those screws are removed, the rear panel will pop right out. Unplug the power button from the ESC. Now you can carefully pull the wires through the opening at the rear of the deck. Now that we have the rear I/O panel assembly removed, it's time to remove the charge port. Many of the complaints about the stock battery pack surrounds the chip installed in the charge port, so we're going to completely remove the charge port and replace it with a different one. Unscrew the nut that secures the charge port to the rear panel and pull the cables through the panel. The new charge port we are going to install is actually a little bit too small to fit in the panel, so we've included 2 washers to reduce the hole size. Insert the new charge port into one of the washers. Next, insert the charge port into the rear panel. Next, add the second washer and finally secure it all with the included nut. Next, we'll reinstall the rear panel. And then our battery pack is quite a bit thinner than the stock pack, so we've included some foam to help fill the space in the enclosure. Peel off the backing and stick the foam pad to the bottom of the enclosure. Insert the battery into the enclosure. And install the XT90 to XT60 adapter on the battery pack. Connect the MBoards battery pack to the Meepo ESC. Connect the balance leads from the battery to the included BMS. Now connect the black charge cable from the battery to the blue cable on the BMS. Connect the red charge cable on the battery to the red wire on the charge port. Now connect the black cable on the BMS to the black cable on the charge port. And be sure to use the included heat shrink tubing to ensure the cables don't disconnect. Now we just put the lid back on and we're ready to ride. Your board will power up exactly like it used to, and that's pretty much it. If this video helped at all, please consider getting your battery pack conversion kit from our website. We'd really appreciate it. It also helps fund all these videos, making sure all this content continues to be free. So thank you guys for watching, and we will see you in the next one.